Good day everyone, welcome to Martinez Design. In the continuation of 4-bedroom bungalow design we are doing, our approach from the beginning, how we design this. You can check our playlist and check our page to see the beginning of everything to this level. So we were able to do a lot of things in the elevation. So here now we want to conclude the whole process and finish up the way it's supposed to be. So go to your site plan. At the site plan now, we want to create a Toposurface, and I want to use this method to explain something for people in Toposurface. Toposurface, let's say we are in the sites and massing. So now you click on a not property line this time around. You use property line to create this guideline, but the Toposurface is just like we want to create it the whole area where the whole building is situated. So now what we do, you click on Toposurface. Toposurface has its own absolute elevation, and what they mean by absolute elevation is that it stays at a zero point, which is at the level of ground one. So if you want it to be more lower than that, this is where you edit that. But let us do the 0 point now and see what we are talking about. So pick a point and start placing it. You place a point around and you say finish. So the Toposurface has already been created. So when you go to 3D, you see what you have created here. So this one stay what you see when you click on it, it's already cut off most of this space that's there. So how do you edit that? That's why we click here and you begin to select individual side. So when you select this one, it's going to take you to the elevation point. What do you need to do is that you click on minus 1 on 1000. When you put it here, you see this side is gone down and this white side still remain at the very peak. So you click the same thing on this side again and you say minus 1000. You do the same thing here. Do you see the way it flow? So this is the way you do the contour lines on all projects you are creating. So you click minus here again and say minus 1000. So you do the same thing at that side and you say minus 1000. So you can, if you understand this thing from beginning, you can check the whole approach by adjusting that from beginning of your drawing. So that is how you create Toposurface on this area. So we've done that. You can now change the material of the Toposurface the way you are then changing material of every other approach, materials of every element. So you do the same thing. You can decide to say, okay, this one I'm duplicating it and I'm calling it site Toposurface. So there you go to graphics, let it use the appearance, then you change this particular one and you just approach a material that you know that is okay for you. So I'm using sets, so I'm going to use, let's say, just let me use common grass, just generic grass like this. So I'm giving that. So as you are done with this generic grass now, this is normal green grass around the whole land surface. Now the next thing for you to do is to create a pad around this place and rename it in a different way that's work for you. So go to foundation. So you are still in the massing and site. So what you want to do is to create a pad of this. The pad allows you to create a hole inside the Toposurface. So what you do is that you use the same method. So click on this rectangular factors. So you select around this property line and you say click finish. So when you go to 3D, you actually see what you have created. So this approach is different in method. So you select this one. If you go deep down, look at it, let's see something magical. So say minus 1000 here. Now you see what we create for you. You see you bore hole inside this place and create its own. So is this kind of approach we are using to create swimming pool, create every other thing on the Toposurface. So the same thing you can approach that and do whatever you want to do. So in this place I'm going to raise it to like 100 because I want it to be more higher. So I'm taking, this is my boundary elements. So this is the whole site of my building. So as I'm done, I can now select this one and change the material as well, which I'm not going to do for now. So as I have done with this one now, this is the actual pattern in which I have created. So the next thing I want to do is to create a little bit pattern on this surface. How do you do that? It's a quick method. So go back there. So you select, go to, and I'm going to use components, my modeling in place, so casement and things like that. So go here and select. So I'm going to approach just a single approach method and I will achieve everything I want to achieve. So click this and say select this and select that. So click this too. So what you need next is that you click. So now what you do, trim them. So that's the only place I wanted to use to do whatever I want to do. So you select this one now. Good. So you put it together, adjust to be, let's say 150. Good. So the same thing to do here, 150. So you go to your elevation and say south elevation. So as it be that you drag it up, you drag this one up, you drag it up a bit again, and you drag it, so it's going to be something so like this. Now you copy this, copy, so you put on constraint, you drag it down. So you have the two approaches. So the third one again, you do the same thing, but this one is not needed any copy, any approach again, the way I'm seeing it. Yes. So what you do now, you edit this one in the level 1 and say okay, reduce this one to 50. It's a little bit big as this one, so reduce it to 50. Good. So you see finish. At that level, go back there and then drag it up to a very level. Align it that you have no issue to what you are doing. Good. So here now you change the material of this. Let's say material changing. Let's just use and duplicate it. So I'm using the same graphics. Okay, it's okay for it. So change this one to something like appearance. Go to siding. At the siding you can use board pattern. So you use that. So you remove this and let it have a plane. Good. So I'm preferring this one. So, and this one, you select these two together and change them to normal public white. Good. So let it use that. So when you go back to your 3D or whatever view you feel like, you see this is how you create a little bit some elementary pattern. So I'm done with this one now. I'm not going to leave this family. I want to create this archway around this place. So I'm going to go to west and east, north. I'm supposed to be in east. So at the east level, good. So at the east part, so I'm going to create sweep. I'm going to use sweep to do that. So I'm picking this one to say pick, then I say okay. So I will look for the plane references. Yes, this is a plane. You pick it up for me. So you just need to do where your your reference point is going to be very important. Then you select that aspect. So you can check most of the video that I've done regarding how I created most of this archway. They're very interesting, so you check them out. So now you design your pattern on this area. So one thing about Revit is all about drawing and creative pattern. So you should be able to compose yourself when you are designing things this manner. So at this junction, you bring any kind of pattern you know that is suitable for you. The approach. So the linear method of this is that it allows the creativity and the aesthetic value of every drawing to have a reality taste. So you click OK and click OK. So when you go back to your east elevation, you see the pattern you have created. So here you can now assign category and then bring it to any kind of pattern you know that is okay for you. So I'm going to do that and say okay, fine. So I've done with this. So I want to do something simple by clicking on the ground floor, and I'm creating extrusion. So in my extrusion, I just want to do a straight up approach line. So this one will be here, and I'll go to the east. So you drag this down, let it be below, and stretch this up. So in your approach method, change this one to engineering material, then change the material to something of different nature. So just come to the wall paint and use aquamarine. So aquamarine, just use it like that and say okay. So this one will give a relief fee to, so the symbol of this, you can later be using this one as something of aesthetic value towards what we are designing. So as you are done with this one, this is one pattern that you have done, you are through with. So you can create your own. After you say finish, go to level 1. So you want to approach it from this side, create. So this is another view that we are talking about. So you here reduce the height, let the height be like 1000 and 1000. So I will take it for you. So you have it this way and say realistic. Good. So this is what you're having in position of what? Of design. So in this place now, you can set your rendering material and every other things and see how far you can go with it. So we are done with this in this pattern. All you need now is to plant flower all around this particular space. So one thing is that this Toposurface, you must understand the way we create it, the part for Toposurface and every other element you want to work with in this approach method. So the beauty of this is that everything is now showing and demonstrated on high level of quality. So thanks for watching. We will see you in the next project. God bless.